Hey, this is Tony Soprano, and you're listening to Jersey Boyz Podcast with your hosts, Dave Sturchio and the Ernst boys. I mean, I could give a shit about the Cowboys. We're in New Jersey. These guys got balls being Cowboys fans in Jersey. Anyways, enjoy. Or whatever.
How about this, Cowboys?
All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Jersey Boyz Podcast. Dave Sturchio alongside nationally known comedian Bret Ernst and, of course, his brother Keith, America's fan, the Grinch himself. But we're going to be doing a whole lot of Grinching today, I got a feeling. I just feel like we're all going to be Grinching today.
I'm not even mad. It's just depressing. That's all. Just address it. There's nothing to be angry about. There's nothing that's going to be fixed. It's going to be a long season, man.
All right, that's where we're at. So we're going to talk to you guys next week on the Jersey Boyz Podcast.
I mean, look, like I said, Sturch, last week, that this game was going to determine a lot. I mean, we looked great against the Eagles. We gave it away. We pulled one out against the Giants, a game we should have won, which good teams win games they're supposed to. We saw the defensive breakdowns. Secondary was atrocious, and then we're the worst defense in the NFL. And I don't know how we could fix it. Again, the breakdown in our secondary is just it's disgusting. There's no other word. I mean, there was another two long balls they just caught I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, Keith. Obviously, I nobody could see your screen name, but you came onto this today as putting Sleepwalker. Or Sleepwalk King, or I'm sorry, Sleepwalking, just straight up Sleepwalking. Listen to me, Sleepwalk King. I said that the Cowboys could sleepwalk their way to 9 wins, and apparently this was after I don't remember the timing of that.
It was after the Parsons trade.
The Parsons trade, okay.
And that's why I'm not coming down on, I just like poking fun. But this is why I was the way I was after the Eagles game, how I just couldn't. Because we have the same players. I kept saying that. And we do. I mean, look, when I say the same players, I'm talking about the secondary. I went back to that Saints game where Derek Carr had a career game against us. It seems like all these average quarterbacks have career games against our secondary. Same secondary, except Kaysen was there. They were all there.
Yeah.
I met Malik Hooker, Wilson,
Trayvon Diggs,
and Bland was the one that was injured, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing, and this is what it comes down to. Okay, and Nick Eatman had an article where he's more blaming the pass rush. I'm not. Okay, because I saw he did have time every now and then, but this happened when Micah Parsons was there. It was the same thing when we had DeMarcus Lawrence and we had Micah Parsons. The same thing was happening. These cornerbacks do not have football intelligence. That's all I'm saying. That's what I think it comes down to. They don't have the intelligence when I say I know they're intelligent, but I'm saying football intelligence. They don't have, in order to understand coverage and know where to be, for you to get beat on a flea flicker. I haven't seen anyone get beat by a
broken flea flicker, mind you. That didn't look like it was a well-executed flea flicker.
It looks like our defensive line blew it up. That's what I mean. They blew it up. Our secondary got beat.
It's like they got through, stalled, and then realized what was going on.
And then you have Trayvon Diggs, our supposedly shut down corner, who for 2 weeks in a row, he gets beat one-on-one. That wasn't even his own. And he slipped. I get it. Well, who do you think you are anyways? You're getting all close to this guy. You're bumping him. Just play. Just play football. You're not Dion.
Okay. Yeah, him coming in already kind of hobbled apparently with the knee, right? And for him to press like that and try to chuck him at the line, and then you basically chucked yourself. Listen, I've been deep diving with a lot of the content creators out there, the guys on Talking Cowboys and Nick Eatman and the articles that are surfacing. Like, there's no real good way to look at this loss and say like, ooh, there's some positive. Even the positives were negative. Isaiah Stanback pointed that out, that on George Pickens' one-handed catch, they missed an illegal man downfield on Dallas. So that could have been called back too. So, and again, the end zone's right there. So it's hard to. It's easier to see a legal man downfield when there's a lineman in the end zone. That means you're definitely past the line of scrimmage. But in any event, there's a lot of hard times to be had, a lot of hard conversations to have.
But I could say one thing.
Yeah.
The one person I don't blame, and I know people might not agree with me, I don't blame Dak for this loss.
No, our offense.
No.
Because his first interception was off Pickens' hands, okay? The other one was suspect, but what are you doing? It's third and I think this game was a very poorly coached game by Shoddy. Very bad. From taking the timeout before half, what were you doing? He takes a timeout after they get a first down.
Well, I think he had all the confidence in the world that if we got the ball back, all we had to do is go 15 yards and get the field goal.
If you look at the time, there's a minute 30 left, right? They got a first down, and he takes the timeout. What? That doesn't make it. If they didn't get the first down, I get it. They got a first down, and he took a timeout. It's like, what are you taking a timeout for? There's a minute 30 left. They have the ball on the 50. Well, what do you think you're doing? And then he takes the final timeout and gives Chicago a chance before the half. He takes a final timeout, gives Chicago a chance to put in a perfect play when we needed that timeout for our best player, Brandon Aubrey, to get on the field and kick an 80-yard field goal.
Yeah. I mean, look, to your point with the Dak Prescott thing, like, you know, we spoke about it. We've talked about this so many times on this show about how you feel, Keith, that Dak isn't the type of quarterback that could put the game on his back and say, "Come on, boys, I'm putting my cape on. We're going to be fine." In regards to that, last week he did that, right? And I'm thinking to myself, even down this week when we were down early, 14-6, I'm like, you know what? I'm not totally going crazy about this yet. Like, yes, the plays leading up, the strip on Javonte, like a lot of the things that could go wrong, did go wrong, but then we scored and I'm like, okay, now did I agree with chasing points at that point? 14-12, you go for 2 that early. I'm like, nah, just kick the extra point. They are aggressive. They went for 2 and they tied the game. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Got ourselves a new ball game here, new lease on life. But to your point, the secondary has not changed. Deron Bland should not be the reason you're giving up all this stuff, right? Like, and I understand that, like, injuries happen. We're down over Sean. We're down a couple of these guys. Yeah. We don't, we make the signing for Clowney. He's not in there yet, right? So we're sitting there like, all right, well, it's the Bears, and they've struggled defensively. They had half their guys out. They got one guy in IR, and all of a sudden, we can't score points on them either. And I'm like, well, Jesus Christ, like where does it stop? And
when I say I'm not blaming Dak, I'm not saying the offense was awesome either.
No, they weren't humming at all.
Dak is talk now, okay?
Well, hold on, bro. I want to say one thing before. I just want to get one thing out. We were 4 of 11 on third down.
That's not good enough.
Not in the NFL. But
go ahead.
In the first half, the offense was doing their job. Our defense just was not. And our offense played good enough, I'd say, until the game got away with us, until more towards the end of the third quarter. We were moving the ball. We're doing what we were supposed to do. It's the defense just fucking blows. I mean, there was nothing. And then they're like, stop the run. We couldn't even stop the run, dude.
We did stop the run.
We did stop the run again.
Not when we need. Look, man, there was that one play where
there's going to be one breakaway, bro. It's going to happen. I mean, all in all, they had 80 yards rushing. I mean, it's pretty damn good.
They pass. How many times did they pass versus how many times did they rush?
That I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I mean, look, if you're new here, which obviously, like I said, we don't go live all the time, but there's almost 100 people watching right now as we're all venting together for this Monday. But the biggest issue I have is, like you said, Keith, the play calling was very odd. You're inside the 2, right? You have a running back who's averaging, no bullshit, he had 10 carries for 76 yards. That means he's averaging 7.6 yards a carry. If you're inside the 5, guess what?
Give it to him. It was
going to score,
goal.
right? He's going to score. And, that's the troubling part. But even more so, when and I tweeted this yesterday, and I told you guys, like, we actually have a running game, which is weird to say. We haven't been able to say that since prime Zeke, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, we're wasting away. And then on top of that, you have in your playbook, we've seen it. You have packages for a guy like Kevontae Turpin out of the backfield. We have packages for that. We've seen it. Why on earth are you putting your best player on offense in the backfield on a stupid whatever the hell they want to call it? It's never worked. And now it's cost us our number one receiver for the foreseeable 3 to 5 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks. Like that's Bush League bullshit that came from Shoddy. And again, I'm a Shoddy guy, but that's unforgivable kind of shit.
That third quarter, hold on. That third quarter, that's the one I'm talking about. That drive, the Bears had the time. They took most of the quarter on the drive. They kept getting most.
It was like a 14-play drive, right, or something.
Yeah, we couldn't stop them. Here's the sad part. We had time of possession over them, right? They had 27 minutes. And then the craziest part is we ran more plays than them. So
you don't have to run plays when you're getting these big chunks.
They had 57 total plays and put up 31 fucking points. And 10 less plays than we did, and we put up 14.
Well, they had the big plays. They had the 20-plus plays, which they call splash plays.
And again,
efficiency, they were 8 out of 14. That's like a 57-something% on third down. And like Keith stated earlier, we were 3 for 11.
So
100% in fourth downs.
But you look at that one drive you're talking about too, bro. 4 of those third downs they converted was on that drive, which is crazy.
I know,
right?
So I bet that's the crazy part. But I meant if you looking at the going back to Shoddy and this is why I didn't want to. I haven't been, and I still haven't been saying. I said he needs to prove it to me before I say he's a good coach because of all the reasons I said. How Clemson got rid of him the first thing they did. He left the NFL. They finally got him back. He got demoted to the video room. I mean, all this stuff that happened to him. I mean, I'm exaggerating there. That's why I'm like, okay, why hasn't this guy been a head coach? And the first 2 games, decently coached. Not fantastic, decent. This was awful. I mean, this is an F for what we were talking about, Sturch, with the 3rd and goals and not running. I meant his stupid. I mean, look at how many times did we run over? Did we pass?
So you know what's even crazier, Keith? What? To that point, we're sitting there like, do we think Javonte Williams is Marshawn Lynch? No, but you want to riddle me this? Do you know who called the pass in the Super Bowl? Brian Schottenheimer.
No way,
dude.
There's another thing. There's another reason. Yeah, he likes doing those kind of plays, man. It's like, and if you look at, Javonte, man, that's one person I said I didn't know too much of, and I didn't. And you actually, Sturch, was like, I think he's going to do good. I think he's going to do good. I think I got faith in him. I never seen him. Now that I see him, oh my God, is he running? And look, that fumble that he had was a great play by the Bears. That was a fantastic play.
Do you also? I know it's hard to see like in real time, and I'm sure you didn't watch the condensed version yet. Maybe you did, maybe you won't. I don't know, but like the All 22, the film is out, and Isaiah Stanback pointed this out, and all of the guys on Talking Cowboys pointed this out. Is that there's a certain wide receiver that didn't finish his blocks all the way through, and the only reason why there's a guy to rip that ball out is because Jalen Tolbert stopped on the play.
See, I didn't know that. That's awful, dude.
You can't have that, right? And now you're looking at Jalen Tolbert as wide receiver 2 going forward for the next month. Yeah. It's like this is.
At least we got Pickens. He's got a badass receiver, dude. So I meant it's not like we're in the dark.
No.
So we ran the ball 20 times and we passed 45 times.
Yeah. That's not balanced.
Not at all.
And you're also playing from behind. So,
but that's the whole thing. When I was watching the game, I kept saying every time, like, guys, take your time. Take your time. We get the ball at half. It's 27. It's 24-14. They're past. It's like, dude, we're not that far behind. Play your game. Play your game, offense. Take your time. Go down the field and let's see if we can get a stop. But no, and you're bringing the shitty defense right back out. 3 and out.
All right, Chicago was more balanced, man. They passed 28 times and ran 29.
Yeah, no, we couldn't be a balanced offense considering we're playing from behind. So that's how that works. That's the recipe for that. But so, there's not many positives to take away from this. You're looking at the secondary, Keith, and it's the same usual suspects as it's been, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Gavone Clark was back. He really.
Oh my God, he showed
his fucking ass.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like calling out bad players, but I also call out effort. I'm an effort guy. If you're going balls to the wall, just like Javonte, if you're putting your head down and you're running as hard as humanly possible, I'm not going to fault you for being stuffed behind the line. Sometimes that's an offensive line thing. Sometimes you just miss a block, whatever. But like there was one play where I'm watching Clark pursue and then him just looking to his left. The guy's running right by him.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's not his position. I think he'd be a better safety personally. But I mean, he is not a good linebacker, and I keep saying that. I mean, I know he shines in pads. When I say pads, as we say, shoulder pads and shorts.
Shells.
Yeah, that's right. But I meant, I know he shines in that, and everyone's like, oh, he's having a great camp. And I kept saying, let's get him in a live action game and let's see. And
then it was even more false hope when he played good in the preseason. Everybody was like, "Ooh, all right."
Yeah, he had a couple good preseason. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we might actually have a guy here, and it's like you're
the same guy, bro. We have the same players. We pretty much have the same players, except we don't have Micah Parsons. So I meant people think if we have Micah, the same result would have happened because it was happening last year. It was happening last year with Micah Parsons. So I mean, that's not the issue. The issue is most of I think it's our players on defense, particularly our secondary, and I would say Clark at linebacker right now. That's our problem.
Are we still stuck in this again? Like we could talk about Malik Hooker was known in the NFL before he got to Dallas, but like guys like Donovan Wilson and all these other guys, if you asked around the league, like we got to worry about like who does the opposing fan or the opposing guy that's watching film, who do they have to worry about on defense right now when it comes to the secondary? And the answer is nobody. Right? The answer is there's not a soul on that defense right now, and specifically in the secondary that I'm like game prepping for or throw the ball the other side.
We only have some hope when Overshown comes back, and then
But it might be too late.
That's what I'm saying. Let me finish. We have no hope. We have very little. Even if Revel gets in, we don't know what the hell he can do. We have to look at it. This game was very important in deciding how the season was going to go, right? Because this was kind of like the Giants game was kind of like the Ravens game last year, game 3, but we ended up beating the Giants. This was like the Saints game, which we played 2 last year. Now this is, the third game where this game would have said, okay, did we make the adjustments? We 2-1 is way different than 1-2, especially with Green Bay coming in. You know what I mean? It's just not. It's going to be a long season. So I think right now the coaches start putting in younger players and start to say, hey, who do we have? You can't salvage this season. It's done. There's nothing we can do. We can't sleep well.
All right. So first,
I'm not going to go that
go
far.
Ahead, well, let him keep talking. Go ahead. I'll wait till you finish.
No, because we're not. There's no way. There's no way that we can salvage this season.
All right, so this is what I say. You're talking about the Saints game actually would have been the Giants game, and this would have been the Ravens game. And then
no, because the Ravens and Giants game, Cowboys game was close, but the Ravens beat us. We happened to win and have a.
No, I'm just saying because you were saying week 3. I'm saying last year we got our asses kicked by
the Saints. This is the Saints,
and we got our asses kicked by the Ravens. I don't care what that score said. It was 24-3 in the fourth quarter.
Listen,
listen. Hold on. So this is what I say. It's not to me. This is a thing about talent and once again, and intelligence, okay? I would find the defensive backs, I don't care where they are, practice squad, whatever. I would find the ones that understand the defense the most, understand where to be in placement, and put them in. That's what that is the best way out. That's the only thing I can think of because we can't roll out the same secondary because we're going to get destroyed.
So a lot of people are talking about communication in the first couple of weeks, right? Are they lacking communication on the field itself? Now, you look at one specific play yesterday, right? Where or a couple weeks ago, where the cornerback might break the huddle, and this is something I'm taking straight from the internet, straight from Talking Cowboys, straight from Bobby Belt on 105.3 The Fan, where the huddle is broke and the defense is called. You guys know this. You both played defense. When you have all right. This play, we're playing cover 2. Ready? Break, right? You get into your position of cover 2, whatever you're thinking of what's going to happen, what's going to play out next.
You could check out of it.
So something happens, and the guy with the green helmet, green dot on the defense needs to check to cover 3 now because of whatever circumstance, either motion or whatever. If not all 11 guys hear this or see this adjustment made, they are going to think they're still in the same coverage. Meaning,
no, it doesn't work that way.
No. Meaning, if you switch to a cover 3, and all of a sudden the corner, whether it could be Elam, right? This is the specific thing that they were talking about today. If Elam doesn't see that there's been a switch made, he now thinks, don't worry, I got over the top help.
I got what you were saying. It doesn't work that way. So if I'm yelling check 2, everybody repeats it. And then they'll be like, yo, get the slot. You're communicating right with each other before the snap. Unless you're just standing there looking up, you're going to know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And that's what to Keith's point is what I'm saying is if there's a lack of communication and somebody like an Elam thinks, okay, it's the same defense as what we just broke the huddle. I didn't see the communication. I didn't see the flare. I didn't see the hey, check, can't. I didn't see any of that. I'm going to think I got help over the top. And when the guy goes burning by me, I'm not so worried because I got Hooker back there and Hooker's not there.
I get your point. What I'm saying,
it's a complete breakdown.
Especially at the NFL, it's not so much the communication; it's the synchronization. So, like in other words, if he knows that you're supposed to be covering, say you're playing zone, and then you may have 2 people fuck up and then pick up the same guy, leaving one open, or somebody doesn't go over a deep third. They all know on the field what the coverage is. They all know what the play is. There's no fucking way they can't.
Well,
if you've got Sanborn running, point or whatever, and he's making the calls, everybody repeats it. Everybody knows. And you're communicating with, in code with each other in the line the whole fucking time. Nobody's just quiet.
So, all right. So, Brett, I raise you this. Is there a possibility at the NFL level, which is being talked about a lot today, specifically in our world, is there a possibility that some of these guys just don't know what it is?
No, it's Keith hit it. It could be, it's a talent thing. It's a player thing. And then, and there is a breakdown like that last against the Giants. I thought they were in fucking zone and they were in cover 3 because Diggs was so far out of position.
It's something that doesn't even, I mean, we don't even need to break it down. The numbers tell you. Russell Wilson throws for almost 500 yards, guys. Listen to me. He barely broke 150 week 1 and week 3. He has 0 touchdowns in any other game. He has more interceptions than he has touchdowns because he has 0 touchdowns. We made him look all world. And then you have Caleb Williams and now all the Bears fans. And that's another thing that bothers me. We have this like fictitious eliteness about us. Like when a team beats us, all of a sudden they think they're great now. And I got Bears fans texting me and messaging me, it's like, dude, we suck. You didn't beat anybody. We haven't done shit. Anyways, and Caleb Williams has got that swag about him. Like, see, I told you. Yeah, wait till next week when you do play a defense that knows how to – a secondary that's going to intercept you 3 times. So my whole thing is that right there just tells the story. Last year, we thought Derek Carr – and that Saints offense was a jogger. And I still remember Brett going, let's give them their flowers, give them their dues. They're a great team. Guess what? What happened?
Yeah, but
they didn't do shit after that. No, the Saints didn't do everything. It's our defense. It's our secondary. It's so many things you can't put your hand or your finger on. And what it comes down to is the talent on the field. That's it. Because you can't keep chasing coaches out of town. We got rid of Dan Quinn, right, who goes to an NFC championship last year. We got rid of freaking Zimmer, who was one of the best defensive coordinators in the history of the NFL, you could say. Top 10 maybe. We get rid of him saying, it's his fault. Now we got another guy who got a head coaching gig strictly on being a defensive coordinator, right? And now we're about, we got to get rid of him now. It's like, why?
Well, look, that's the knee-jerk reaction to every Dallas Cowboys fan. Maybe not yourself, Keith, but I'm saying, like, to me, yeah, I'm like, leave Eberflus in Chicago, right? Like, obviously, and that's the thing with Cowboy fans, you have to start being a little bit more realistic, right? The Dallas Cowboys are not going to make a mid-season change anywhere. They're not going to do that. They're not going to fire Eberflus. It just doesn't happen. Historically, it hasn't happened. So everybody needs to let that go, right? What I'm saying is, Keith, are we like, we're getting Clowney this week to start, right? He's going to be back. He's going to help out the defensive end rotation. Maybe he gets a little bit more pass rush. Bland, hopefully, I don't know. He has to practice this week to see what's going on with him. But are they like, what is this Cowboys team as assembled right now? Because remember, Jerry Jones is going to spit the diarrhea out of his mouth to make you feel like he thinks that this team has a lot of potential still and they can make the adjustments and they'll show up to play. And it's all coach speak, owner speak, whatever.
That's what he said. That's what he
right.
said.
Of course he's going to say that. And that's fine. But what I'm thinking is, and what I'm asking you is this Dallas Cowboys defense one trade away from being average? Or is this like a whole, we got to fucking unload on everybody? Because look, we have the assets to do it. If they want to do it now, and Jerry is trying to politic his way into saying, hey, this is a playoff team. Don't worry about it. We're going to be ready to play. Well, then you got to make a choice because now, and I don't care how, he's going to hold on to these draft picks like they're a fucking luxury item. And they're, yes, are they good to have? Sure. First round picks, of course. But like, he says he's going to make those necessary moves right now to make this team competitive. Are we one player away on defense?
No.
Right. So what the fuck is the point? What's the point of making a trade right now and adding players? Huh?
Sturch likes to make statements in the form of questions.
All right. So
you ask the question, you think you just go, you're rambling.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. So, but
this is my therapy for the day, Brett. So it'd be easy, all right?
My whole thing with that is we have the same secondary, right? We have the same secondary, and that is our downfall right now. So, shit. All right. Anyways, I'll be back.
Okay. Keith's gonna take a little bit of a break. He's caught up, but
last year. Let me finish his point because I know where he was going. It's personnel, bro, and it's not one player that's gonna fix it. And remember, last year we were like, "Oh man, we can't put our finger. We don't know what it is." I mean, we're just a bad team, and you know, just because people get hyped up doesn't mean they're good. Like Diggs is not a good corner. He's not a good corner. I don't know if he's injured. He had that one good season. You know what I mean? Hasn't been the same since. We don't have a team. We had 4 or 5 jersey sellers, and our O-line plays as a unit. I like our O-line, you know, but last year, like, you know, I was just in Dallas this weekend and in the airport, and I see all the jerseys of players that are trash. You know what I mean? I remember
because in Dallas they sell everybody's shit at the airports, no matter who you are.
Black is the only one that I would buy. Maybe CeeDee. You know, I don't wear other guys. I'm just being hypothetical. But I remember last year they had Pollard jerseys, Tony Pollard, and you're like, what the fuck, man? And I mean,
it's the MO for the Cowboys. They're a marketing juggernaut. We all know this, right? If you're a Cowboys fan, you're understanding of this.
So, Sturchy, we all have different perspectives, right? I look at it as the team. It's like last year when we beat the Browns, I was like, this isn't a good team. We weren't moving the ball, and then the next week against the Saints, we're like, all right. Then when the Ravens game happened, we won, but we looked awful, right?
Well, we didn't win that game, but yeah.
I mean, we lost, but we got the shit beat out of us. And I'm sorry, the Giant game came, we won that, and then I think we beat Pittsburgh, and we're like, okay, we look like a team. We didn't look like a team all last year. We don't look like a team this year.
Said it.
Go ahead. No,
I was just gonna say I said it to Keith, and I said it on Twitter today. This has eerily familiar 2020 vibes. It does. Yeah. It just feels like, you know, you had a historically bad defense in 2020, right? Then you with this improbable win against the Falcons. Our improbable win this year came against the Giants. We're not supposed to win that game, right? But they do. They pull it out of their ass. Great. Now, the next week, in the Cowboys, I believe the Cowboys-Giants game, or maybe 2 weeks from then, we lose Dak for the year, breaks his ankle. The season's over. It's a wash. Bad defense, bad quarterback play. The whole thing just goes away. It's horrible. Now we lose CeeDee Lamb, our number one receiver. Now, while Keith said all is not lost, when it comes to the receiver position, because you have a George Pickens, and he is a dog. Don't get me wrong. I like the way this dude plays. And again, slamming your helmet on the sidelines to me just shows you give a shit. Like, we didn't get penalized for it, right? I mean, like, so I'm not worried about that. But I don't think the sky has fallen completely yet. Like you said before, the season's a wash.
It will this week.
Well, and lies the problem. Now, in my opinion, as weird as this sounds, like, it would be the Cowboys brand and so Cowboys if we went out on Sunday Night Football, no CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons return, and we win that game. Do I think that's going to happen? No.
Not going to be close.
No, I don't think it's going to be close. But what I will say is,
too, the Giants would have jumped up on us and think of it. These are two of the worst, not worst teams, but lower teams in the NFL. So the Giants would have jumped up on us by probably 2 touchdowns if it wasn't for those penalties. You know what I mean? Because those penalties still didn't affect that play. It wasn't like a defensive, offensive holding play in the secondary. You know what I mean? These were what's his name though? Scatterboo fucking broke one. They had to bring it back. They should have been up on us by 14 points.
Right.
But that was a great game. I'm glad we won it, but we didn't look like a good team. And this just fell apart. I mean, this was just fucking gross. It's unfathomable to have on the field, again, arguably top paid quarterback, top paid receiver, top paid, and nothing. We got nothing. Even Diggs is overpaid.
Like I said last night, I think Jerry's he realized that too. But yeah, to me, I feel like as long as Dak Prescott is upright and is healthy, they're going to be competitive. And I don't mean that in a way where like, oh, we're going to be in every game. I just mean we're not going to fucking lay over and die. Now,
we're going to be like last year. It's going to be a lot like last year. We might.
Well, like I told you, and I told Jesse Holly on this episode a couple of weeks ago, that I looked at this as the 2024 Bengals, right? Score points, not enough points though. You know what I mean? Like, you could score in the 30s and it might not be enough because of the defense being historically bad. And I just don't think, I don't think the sky is falling per se, but I think that this is at least a gut punch and a wake-up call to if we do have a good coach, which I hope we really do, that adjustments will be made. Now, does that mean telling Eberflus, yo, you better right this ship or you're out of here too? Or is he going to be like, it's growing pains, it's a new system, it's this, that, and the third? And I think that's the piss poor way to go about it. But I don't know. We got a comment coming in from YouTube. Everybody's talking about our weak defense. What about our shoddy Dak-led field goal offense versus the Giants and Bears too? Either. All right, so he's basically saying Dak is mid. All right, well, that's not correct. I mean, he's playing – going into this game, they were talking about – and again, it's 2 weeks. I get it. But they're going in saying he's playing the position better than most guys in the NFL.
All right, look, to answer his point, Dak is not an elite, but he's not the problem so far. This year. Right. I mean, he played one of the best games against the Eagles, did what he had to do against the Giants. I mean, if we were to make a wish and say, dear, hey, if a genie said you got one wish to fix any aspect of this game, of your team this season, we'd all go secondary.
Yeah, right. Like I'm not going to sit there and say like, Dak's the problem. He's always the problem. He's always been the problem. Like, I think people just, when you got that star on your helmet, your persona is going to be larger than life regardless,
but
right?
This season, yeah, Dak's not the problem.
Dak is not the problem this year. And yeah, Keith, sorry, just coming in and say a comment from Ghostface Gaming came in and said that Dak and the field goal led team is the problem. That's not an agreement.
Well, this is what I would say though. I mean, and I know you brought up last week with Dak. And I know we said he threw the team on his back. He did a great job, but I mean, we don't have Aubrey, we don't win that game, man.
Well,
facts.
Let's be honest. If we don't have Aubrey, we're not kicking a 65-yard field goal, and he's going to have to get closer and all those kind of things,
Doing
he's great though.
Yeah, but he's doing his job. That's
exactly.
all. He's doing his job.
Yeah. So the whole thing is that when you're down like Dak was, it takes him out of his game with the play calling and all those kind of things, So if it could be a relatively close game and we're driving down the field, I mean, that's where he could, but I mean, you can't let offenses score like they're scoring. You just can't.
So basically, just based off of what we've said in the first 35 minutes of this show, is that it's definitely a personnel thing, correct?
Yeah, on defense. Yeah.
It has to be, right? Like, so this isn't the first, and again, this is to all those leave Eberflus on the bus in Chicago, fire him now. And I'm on that train too. I'm like, man, this guy can't coach his way out of a paper bag. But at the same time, this isn't the first time a defense has switched coordinators. And like when you switch coordinators, it's typically because they stink or it's a whole new regime, right? So when McCarthy leaves, so does the rest of his staff. So you have to hire your own guys. So this is a complete, we went from man to zone, and it's just not working out based off the players that are on the field.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I don't know why everyone's wants to get a Burfulus out, right? A Furbalus is because of it doesn't make any sense. I mean, you look at Quinn's defense against Green Bay. The same thing happened. Her secondary got destroyed in the playoffs. And then you go the next year. Not only the Saints and other teams were teeing off on this same defense with Mike Zimmer. And now you got another defensive coordinator. Like I said, it's not the defensive coordinator. It's not him. Okay. So basically when I just learned this, what a Burfulus wants is he loves having 4 linemen, right?
I can't take you serious when you like completely butcher his name on purpose, but go ahead.
But he loves having 4 down linemen.
Yes.
And he likes getting to the quarterback then. And then it's up to the other 7 players to drop in the coverage and be in the correct spot or to understand how this isn't working with them because they're, like I said, I don't think it's a talent. I'm saying their talent. It's an intelligence thing. It's something where football smarts. I don't think that it's there. If what's up?
That's why they give that test to quarterbacks, the Wunderlich test. It's a football IQ.
Yeah. So that's
give it the defense. So that's another thing that was said today on 105.3 The Fan, which is kind of alarming. Maybe it's coming off this loss, so people are kind of spewing a lot of negativity and hatred. But he said that if you took the Dallas Cowboys secondary, a local high school secondary, and then a college secondary, and you gave them all the same defensive scheme tests, that Dallas would score the lowest of all the knowledge of the defense. The Dallas Cowboys would score the lowest when it comes to
get it, bro. IQ. I don't, because some of these plays, these guys are by themselves. A lot of them. They were showing the range between like how many steps the receiver is from the defensive back. It's a lot.
Yeah. But in any event, so obviously, if you're listening to us for the first time, you can find the Jersey Boyz Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We are streaming on Chop Sports Media's YouTube channel. That's my business, Chop Sports Media, over there on YouTube. Subscribe. That would be awesome. We're 3 dudes. We talk football. The X's and O's are there. We have former players on here. We have Jesse Holly that vouches for us. We have other content creators that vouch for us. That we're trying to establish ourselves as the fan that's sitting on the couch watching the game, right? And there's a lot of X's and O's and shit. We know the game. We've all played the game. So we get
like next level, but we're familiar with it. And
right.
We all have a different take. I try to be grounded in reality. My brother tends to be more cynical. I try to take it week by week, and that's why I said if we really had a good performance against the Bears, I'd be optimistic about the season. If we made those adjustments, and again, the offense did their job most of the time before they got jumped ahead on. I mean, that changes the whole game plan. It's like,
oh, of course. And again, you lost your best offensive weapon in CeeDee Lamb. But think about it like this too, Brett. The 2 games that we have lost already, and Patrick Walker brought this up today, the 2 games that we have lost, once to Philly and now obviously to Chicago, CeeDee Lamb was the culprit for 2 different reasons. He was dropping balls in the first game, and now he's not available in this game, and you could tell the difference in these games when your superstar receiver's not there. Now, could George Pickens be the guy to come back and pick up the slack and cover for his boys? I think that's going to grow. The camaraderie between the two, I'm talking about Dak and George Pickens, can grow. They've connected on touchdowns already this season, so that's a thing, right? We've all seen it. But can it be on a consistent basis? The teams now only have to prep for one threat, whereas going into the first 2 weeks, you're prepping for two threats. Chicago was depleted in the secondary, and yet they still played a good ball game, specifically because CeeDee Lamb is out. Now you don't have CeeDee Lamb going forward. So now the Green Bay Packers are licking their chops right now, knowing that they're going to rush the passer better than anybody else
Green
has.
Bay's going to fuck us up, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't live in delusional land, right? I think, like I said, I said this on Twitter, it's a matter of just like, ooh, wouldn't it be so Dallas-esque if they won this game? You know what I mean? Because nobody wants them to win or nobody's predicting them to win. That's all fun, right? It's all fun to talk about, but I don't think there's a realistic possibility that the Cowboys can run with a team like the Packers, who are coming off a shitty loss, right? They're going to be pissed off. Micah Parsons coming home. There's only going to be one of the two ways that this game can go. Either the Packers beat the shit out of us, right? Or we somehow pull out a miracle. There will be no other way. There won't be a Dallas runaway game. That's the only two scenarios that can play out.
The problem with Dallas is everybody wants to beat you because they hate you, and rightfully so. I mean, we're still the talk of we had 3 national games on in a row.
I paid for the NFL Sunday ticket for no reason whatsoever so far because we've been on national TV.
Yeah, and we'll be on again. I mean, there's always a storyline. Everybody, Mike is coming home. It's just no team is going to take us lightly. Everybody wants to beat us. There's not.
And that's been a thing forever.
Yeah,
like everybody
is Green Bay is going to come in. They're coming off a loss. They're going to be riled up.
6 point favorites on the road.
They are.
Yeah,
they would be 10-point favorites if we were in Green Bay.
Right.
Double digit.
That's a 2-score favorite. That's insanity in September. Like I can understand that if that spread is made against a Saints team who just look really bad, or that's really all the teams I can think of off the top of my head that the spread justifies it.
We are that team. Yeah, that's what this game showed. We are that type of team. We don't have the personnel. We don't have the team play. We don't have it. We have a chance because of our offense. I mean, we got a good running back and a good quarterback. We've got Pickens. Tolbert isn't much. I mean, Turpin's a weapon. Our O-line is doing well. Our D-line, we got nobody. Our secondary is just awful.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope that Clowney, the addition of Clowney, helps with the rotation. I'm not expecting Clowney to go out there and be a world beater. I'm not.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And then the only great thing we have is Aubrey. We're not a good team, man. We're not a good team. And
I mean, this can go back to what Vegas was predicting as far as a win-loss total, right? Sitting there around 7. And I was like, what do you think? Nuts? Maybe they know a little bit more than I do. I don't know.
We look good against the Eagles. We gave that game away. And it's the first game of the season. So, okay, you chalk it up to jitters, but we looked good. And then we came against the Giants, looked like shit, got lucky on some penalties. Or they should have been up. We'll just give him another 10. And plus, by the way, if he goes for it, takes the 3 on that 4th and 2, we lose the game. But we didn't. We fought hard. We won in overtime. Dak played good. He did his job, right? It's not like that's what people forget. He did his job by not throwing interceptions and getting first downs. I mean, we didn't get in the end zone as much as we wanted to, but he did his job. And then this week we come in, we got a fucking average Bears team that ran us out, man. They ran us the fuck out. We did nothing. Absolutely nothing. And
I said,
again, they played good. If the defense did their job, it would have been a control game. I mean, we tied it at one point, and then it just got away from us. And that we're just not a good team. And now Green Bay's coming in, and they're going to light our ass up, boy. Watch.
No, I'm trying to think, like, in the grand scheme of things, if I say if because nobody really knows, we can all assume that the Packers will come in and just spark us, right? If that happens, and there's 3 weeks in a row of just secondary getting mangled. Like, while I say historically they've never made an in-season change, but Bret, do you think that could be a thing?
It needs to be. It needs to be.
We say needs to be. Do you think it could actually happen, though?
Well, it depends. It depends on where the problems are, man. You know, I mean,
but we've already addressed the problems. Like,
we don't. What do we have? I mean, like, I agree with my brother. You just have guys in there that know the defense or can read the offense better. You know, make the adjustments and start going with younger guys, man. I mean, we got to get. I want to see Flournoy in there. I want to see Mosey Tutupu and then Leafu in there. I want, let's see some more younger guys. Just get them in.
I think there was a certain moment yesterday where I was like, ooh, they had enough. And that's when Wanye Thomas was in there. Like, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, they told Donovan Wilson, take a seat, pal. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I don't even want to say the game was ever out of reach until the very, very end, when all of a sudden it was 17 and we had one drive to go down there and there was another interception. But like, I feel like there's definitely a culture change when it comes to making sure that you're doing your job. When Sam Williams was penalized early in that game, he was taken out and benched for a little while. Jaden Blue, Maurice Liafu, like, none of these guys are getting burned right now, and we're wondering why. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you. I'm not in the locker room, right? And the reporters can't tell you because the NFL locker rooms are usually tight-knit when it comes to stuff like this. But like, if basically with the exchanges, and Keith's probably agree with this, I would rather have the high IQ, less talented guys out there than the more like
that's what I'm saying,
talent athletes who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, you need some talent out there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, I get that part, but I'm saying, like, if you had a choice between
absolutely
Trayvon Diggs and, let's just say, a Reddy Stewart, right? And he knows the fucking defense, then I'm like, hey, Trayvon, dude, have a seat, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and again,
hey, listen, I hate to do this, but I got to give you my score right now.
All right, yeah, we'll wrap it up anyway, because there's not much to just brutalize here.
There's no way in hell I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys.
You piece of shit.
After what I saw, Jordan. I bet Jordan Love, especially if there's no changes in the secondary. I mean, they will pick us apart. I don't think we can keep up with them. I think maybe it's close in the first quarter a little bit. It's sort of like this Bears game maybe, but at the end I'm going to say 42 or 49 to 14 maybe, or 17.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I say.
If it's 49-14 and a change
isn't
made,
like a Detroit game. Remember when Detroit destroyed us last year? I see it like that kind of game.
Yeah. It was. Hey, you know who the head coach, offensive coordinator was? Ben Johnson. Yeah, he did it again.
But I'm just saying though, we got the same defense.
Same defense.
The same defense is there. That Jordan Love and we're worse than we were because we don't have Micah and DeMarcus. So just use your common sense.
Good times in Dallas. All right, Keith, get out of here. Go do your thing, bro. Bret, we'll throw it to you as far as a score prediction. We got 49-14, which is an absolute throttling. What do you got?
I was going to go with that analogy with the Detroit game last year, where we came in and we're like, all right, we got a chance if, and it wasn't. On paper, it should be. I'll go 35, maybe 37-10.
37-10. Okay.
Yeah.
I, for one, think that they're not going to win the game. I don't see.
I'll go 13. I say Aubrey kicks 90-yarder
from the opposite 20. Yeah. So I mean, look, I want the Cowboys to be competitive. I want them to compete every day, if that's the mantra. But like, I don't see a path. The only way they win this game is if it's low scoring. It's because we're running the football very well and we've got a couple lucky bounces. But I don't see that happening. I don't want to see the Cowboys. If the Cowboys give up a 40-burger at home again, and they don't do anything to address it, and I don't want to hear about trading. I don't want to hear about new players coming in or we're going to get healthy. Don't worry, help is on the way. Like, it's not. Nice. Right. So I'd rather lose this game in a fashion where they were in it and there's signs of hope. So give me the Packers to win this game 31-20, where maybe we get a garbage touchdown. We're down 31-13. We score at the end, and that's the end of that. But yeah, I don't see a path for the Cowboys to win the game.
Listen, Micah does well against bad teams, and we're a bad team.
So that be Micah Parsons, who might feast on his former brothers. But we'll see. We shall see. Again, if this is your first time tuning in to a live broadcast, we don't do live all the time, but we did definitely have a solid surge of downloads. So if you want to search us out on iTunes, Spotify, anything like that, we record usually Mondays or Tuesdays of the following games. It's Dave Sturchio. It is nationally known comedian Bret Ernst. You know him from Cobra Kai. You know him for his stand-up comedy. And, of course, Keith is a super fan who we love and adore so very much, and he will give you the hard truths and be the Grinch around Christmas time when it's absolutely apparent and necessary. So for that, let's go Cowboys, I guess. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they can hold on.
I'll be tuning in, and I'll have that little 10-year-old inside of me hope. And then I'll just start yelling I'll be traveling again. I'm in San Jose I'm in Sunnyvale, California this week. And
during the game?
No. I'll be traveling on Sunday. And just like yesterday, I was watching the airport. I went to Dallas. I had the layover timed out so I could watch the game. It's just, it's going to be a long season, buddy.
We shall see. So with that being said, this has been another episode of the Jersey Boyz Podcast. You can find us on Chop Sports Media on the YouTube if you want to see our faces. If not, you can always download the audio version as well each and every week. So thank you guys for listening and watching. Let's go Cowboys. Let's pull out a miracle, huh? Dad's coming home after all. You never know. See you guys later.
Hey, this is Tony Soprano, and you're listening to Jersey Boyz Podcast with your hosts, Dave Sturchio and the Ernst Boys. I mean, I could give a shit about the Cowboys. We're in New Jersey. These guys got balls being Cowboys fans in Jersey. Anyways, enjoy. Whatever.
How about this, Cowboys?